What's happening, fam? L.A.R. movement still moving. This video is entitled "Why Some Black Women Are Unprotected." Um, I don't think people understand, and I think women who speak about being unprotected, they act like they don't understand that. The question is, who are you protected from, or who are you unprotected from, and who are you getting unprotected by? So, who are you unprotected from? And let me do it the other way. Who are you getting unprotected by? When I was looking at the video of the young woman or the woman in, I want to say, Long Island, where the bikers and the Crips had to come up to her house and quote unquote protect her because of her white neighbor, right? One of the things I thought about was that's the wrong group to be protected by. I know it might sound weird for some people. See, that's who you should. The black men are coming to protect you. If a gang is coming to protect you, say if you had a child, a son, the son could look at that gang like, oh, they came to protect my mama. I'ma join. I'ma be just like them. So now your son is gonna be a Crip because you were quote unquote protected by gangsters. Now that son might run into somebody who has a red rag in their back pocket. And guess what? They're at war. And now you're in a community of, we are so unprotected in this community. Same thing with the bikers. Not, I'm just using it as it's not necessarily propaganda, but as rhetoric. The same thing as the bikers. The kid want to grow up to be a biker. Now he has a different patch. Now we got beef. In the same community or around the same community. So now the same people that you are protected by, one of your own has become a part of that group who's leaving the community, quote unquote, unprotected or a war zone, right? The thing about it is, and the reason, because people say, it's not the police killing black people, it's black people killing black people. Well, the people who want to protect these black women don't want these black women living in these communities where they have a lot of gang violence. But a lot of those women who say I'm unprotected, they like to be in those type of areas. Now, when it happens in the suburbs, I get it. But here's the irony. When it happens in the suburbs, and using that example with the Crips or the bikers, ironically, the Crips ain't going to come out to that neighborhood and shoot up the block like they would their own. So that should be a serious red flag to, wait a minute. Okay, y'all will come out here to quote unquote protect me, but y'all wouldn't come to this block doing the same things y'all would do and on that side. Because you ladies know women on that other side of town. It's like, girl, it's bad over here. You know what I mean? From the same group of guys. Or the same type of guys, rather. Now, the other thing, what happens when you're attracted to the type of guys that, you're attracted to those type of guys because they make you feel safe. And what I mean by that is there are certain women who like being in exciting / dangerous lifestyles who say they feel unprotected. You can't be in the mix and be protected. That doesn't, we in this country have had a lot of wars. A soldier does not go on the front lines and then say, I'm unprotected. If you go where the action is at, guess what? You're going to be in the action. You don't get a pass from that. That's why some of you black women are unprotected, because you like to be in the middle of the action, or in the place where the action normally goes down. Can't be protected in that situation. I know you might think so, but no. We're dealing with a situation where some people don't want to be protected. So they do whatever they want to do. And then when something happens, oh, I'm unprotected. Mind you. And I'm still thinking about the Megan Thee Stallion Tory Lane situation. The same woman that beat up her boyfriend is the same woman that says she's unprotected. And people act, and if you've noticed, you don't hear women coming out saying, you know what, you putting your hands on people. Because it's not, there are violent ladies out here who will be violent or abusive or verbally, physically abusive or verbally abusive, because a Baltimore Ravens player girlfriend just got arrested for domestic violence. But when you are a hothead, if somebody responds with that same type of energy, now you're unprotected. No, you're not unprotected. What you are, it's called retaliation. You are a victim of retaliation. That's pretty much the gist of it. You jumped off the porch and you got bit. But you jumped off there. You wanted all these problems, so you got them. That's not being unprotected. You got people who think, these other groups protect their women. But that's not a blanket protection. These other groups, if their women do something that's breaking the social contract between the men and the women in that other group, they're left on their own. That's just pretty much the gist of it. And if they want to come back, they're going to have to make a sacrifice to come back. So, some of you ladies, you're unprotected because you broke the social contract. The guy was supposed to do this, the man was supposed to do this, the woman was supposed to do that. Well, the man did this part, the woman said, I'm not doing this part, but but I'm unprotected. There's no agreement here. If I have to be held to a certain standard, you have to be held to a certain standard. I'm not going to protect you for not holding up your end of the bargain. Because that enables somebody. If you ever had a child who, if a child tells you, I'm unprotected because you let me touch the hot stove, and I burnt my hand because I'm unprotected because you let me touch the hot stove, because when you turned your back, I went there and I did it. But you had been warned. You had been caught before. You had been disciplined before about trying to do that. But you decided to break the contract and say, you know what, I'm gonna make my own decisions and not listen to this adult. I'm gonna do my thing as a kid, so I'm gonna go touch this stove because I want to. I'm unprotected. Oh, you did this to me. No, you did that to yourself. See, that's what happened. You put yourself in a bad position. That's all. Nothing more, nothing less. And some of you ladies are unprotected because you were told protection was a bad thing. So you were taught not to be protected. You were taught to, that's oppressive. That's subjugation. That's toxic. So you're unprotected because the things that the protection that you need you were taught that it was toxic. So you can't even be in that mix. And saying that you're taught that, you're also taught that this you don't understand. You've been taught of what protection is from a woman's point of view. And when men say, no, this is what we do to protect somebody, that's a foreign language to you. The things that women told you was protection was not co-signed by the men. It was just it was a one-sided unilateral idea that never was tested on both ends. So when a guy says something different, you're lost. So I'm done. Like, share, subscribe. Catch you on the next one. Peace.